Okay, so welcome everybody. Here we are with Peace Talk and doing the work. And Lynn is here to share. And so happy you're here. And I love as we just before we push record, Lynn, that you were sharing, you noticed similar experience, different story, different people, different things happening in the world, like over time. I love noticing that. That's actually quite powerful to notice. I've had some of the same things, and you realize it's like a top hit story. I thought, one of my favorites was I am abandoned. They're abandoning me, or they're rejecting me. And then it would be like, oh, same type of interaction, same type. These people don't even know each other. They're from different times in my life, but I'm having the same perspective, the same thought, the same story. So in a way, those are good ones to notice. Yeah. Those are interesting because it's kind of like repeated. It's one that gets snagged. So tell me a little bit about what you're noticing that's similar in these different scenarios.
That I'm innocent as hell, and I'm being accused of something that most of the time takes my breath away when they do it. It's like, where did that come from? How can you think that about me?
Oh.
And identify.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I over the years they pop into my mind every now and then, or something's coming up, because most of these characters are close to your family, or we used to have social engagement, and they're the last people I want to see. I just because they're I consider them cruel. I'm going to go for one person in particular who absolutely floored me, just took the wind out of me. And can I tell the story of it? How it?
Yeah, say a little bit about what you maybe, it doesn't have to go to once upon a time and the whole thing and then what happened in the end, but like exactly what's going on in that situation. Yeah, your perspective. Here's what's happening. And they're accusing you, right?
Yeah, yeah. And okay, so just a bit of brief story. I have my mother, who's dead, has a twin sister. The two of them used to talk every day, gossip or talk about their whatever, but they were close. And then my mom died. And I think my aunt decided, well, she, when she wanted to talk to someone, right, she could talk to me. So and then her son married a woman who didn't want to spend the family holidays and things like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas with his side of the family. She wanted to go to her side of the family, and my aunt took offense. So, so long story short, my cousin, her son, who married this woman who didn't want to be at the family event, gave my aunt, was living in my city, gave my aunt a call in another city, flew her out to visit. And she landed here, gave me a call almost instantly and said, please, can I come and visit you? Can I come and be with you? And I said, well, you're welcome, of course, and expected my cousin and his wife to maybe invite us to dinner, to come visit with her. She's a visitor. But anyway, that didn't happen. And I said, of course, you're welcome at my house, come. And then she whispered that she really didn't like his wife, and or something. I really didn't know the story then. And she didn't want to be there, or she didn't want to be there at that time. And she's whispering to me, please, I need to go to your house. So I don't know what to say. I've never had a request like that before, but I said, Auntie, you're welcome. Please come and visit me. I'll come and fetch you, And so I went to their house to get my aunt, and we said the hellos, nice friendly hellos or something for a while, and then my cousin took his mom out of the room for a minute there, and there was 4 kids in the house, and they were gone. Well, and my cousin's wife was standing with her back to me in the kitchen doing the dishes. They all left the room. She turned around, and if looks could kill, this penetrated me. She was waiting. She was prepared, and she stared right through me. Her look just penetrated me, and all I could think of was that she was evil. She was. I couldn't believe that energy in front of me. You know, it was not just petty or something. There was hatred pouring out.
Like she hates me.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yes. It was at me. Her eyes had my and I was numb. I really was. I didn't know what the hell.
Well,
right?
that's a good one. Let's do the work on it. She hates me. Hatred. This is a very good moment. It's like, so the paused moment watching the movie of life is like, there it is. And it's this look. And we know what the backstory is, like the previous thing leading up to, but there's this look in the moment. This is so good. Everyone listening can see, the fear that arises when you think somebody hates you. They hate me. Okay. Let's
and the other part of her is she's gonna get me. She doesn't just hate me. Something's gonna happen. Yes. I was afraid.
Yes.
I was afraid to my core.
Yeah. Terrified. Yeah. And that's good to watch. I mean, if you want to say it like she's gonna get me. She's gonna get me. She's plotting her whatever. Yeah. She's gonna get me. Let's do that. It's like sort of what happens when somebody hates you. Here you've got this, and it's it's so dangerous. Okay.
Yeah. And I was unsuspected. Everyone was out of the room, and so I felt like she'd maneuvered, manipulated the situation.
Yeah.
Probably her husband, my cousin, knew what was going to be going on.
And this is good because it's like all the thoughts about this whole situation, and it's great for the worksheet, Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. Here's what I want her to, this is what I want instead. This is what she should or shouldn't be doing. This is what I need. And like that, all that's, I'm terrified, and she's manipulating, and she's going to get me, and she hates me. This is very, yeah, I get it. I'm finding when I've had the thought somebody is very, either like they're very, very disappointed. They just watching, they hate me. They hate what I'm doing. They hate something about it. And like what happens with that, the intensity of that. So let's just look, because right there you are in that moment. We're pausing on that moment. Pausing on that moment. Okay. So it may seem like it's absolutely true, but let's just ask, is it true? She is going to get me.
Yeah.
And can you absolutely know that that's true? She's going to get me.
Yeah.
Good to know. I love the honesty. It's like, yeah. So what happens when you think it? She's going to get me.
I'm petrified. And I literally and figuratively didn't have anyone to defend me or support me or just hold me so I didn't fall over.
Yeah.
That was extremely frightening, because I thought she was evil enough to do something to ruin my world.
Wow. Yeah. And that's good to hear the voice that says too, no one else is here to support me. I don't have any help. How do I treat myself? I'm too small for this. I mean, I can't, it's like this evil force, and I'm little, it's kind of, you feel like a victim in a way, but it's like just, I can't stand up to this. I don't know what to do. Terrified.
Yeah.
See what the images are about what's going to happen. This getting, she's going to get me. Like, I don't know. It might even be just a sensation or a feeling, but where this is going, that feels so frightening.
because of history, she way to um, what's the word? Two-faced, catty. Has a way of I don't know, convincing people, even without a story, that something's wrong with me, or that I'm not worth being a friend with, or and usually having not necessarily about me, but as they will not getting something from her. It's like it's like she's a bully, and you have to go with. Or
And I love that noticing, I see pictures of the past. I have evidence that she's like this already. When I believe the thought, she's going to get me, I see her getting other people.
Yeah.
I see what I've seen before. Or maybe even if she's gotten me before. It's like, I just see it and I've got evidence. This is the nature of her. It's good to see those images. They're from the past, but I've got evidence. I've got my proof. Which isn't, doesn't mean I'm wrong. I mean, just noticing. It's good to notice that. That comes in. But the mind can sometimes be very good at remembering danger.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if you notice it, but I sometimes feel like that swarm of fear. It's like when I'm believing that thought, they're going to get me. It's so dangerous in this moment. The look is terrifying. I want to run, like fight, flight, or freeze. It is all about survival in the moment. It feels so frightening.
Well, mine, freeze.
Yeah.
And and now when I started to think of what she could do to me, it's just sick. My stomach's just sick. It's there's from hip to hip, just a line of almost pain, and I'm feeling it in the back of my neck, and I can hear. I can't feel needing to cry, but I can hear my voice saying, "I want to cry,"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Really, just watching that threat come. Just whatever fear is, very terrifying. You can find it just sitting here, just having having done the work on some situations like this too, where it feels the danger is so palpable. It's like in the moment. Yeah, and the meaning, almost like it's not even formed, the images of the future, but it definitely is going to get like I'm panicking. I need to do something because it could be worse, or this is going to repeat, it's just building, or here comes this thing that's going to happen that's evil, being gotten, whatever that looks like.
It wasn't even so much of what can I do, or I don't think I even got that far. It was I'm doomed. That was it. That was it. That's it. She's penetrated me. I know capable of. I don't have hope in hell. There is no one to witness any of this, because she's just sweetness and light, and nobody, I had no one to tell. Help, friend. And so yeah, it's like not having the guts to defend myself. Okay, and nobody else would, and I sure in the hell didn't, because the more you pester someone like that, okay, the bully in her, it would have just got worse. That was my belief at the time anyway. And it's like, father, take the high road. I mean, whatever you can think to yourself to forgive yourself for being gutless, So, but absolutely frozen, and shocked. Just out of the blue,
Yeah.
It just petrifies me. Yeah. But, yeah.
So
It's to be a victim and to be vulnerable, really, really vulnerable, and not have anyone to tell, not to console me. Or, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, interesting to say the word gutless. I mean, I love that question. And as we look at a story, it's like, how am I treating myself? How do I see myself? I even see I should have been defending myself. I should have fought. I should have stood up. I'm gutless. So it's this really, it's almost like your mind kind of joins in with the attack on the self just for a minute, like in the panic,
Yeah. Good
Okay.
point.
Yeah. All right. Very powerful moment. Love your description of that moment. Very strong, very powerful, very visceral, Okay. So, who would you be without the thought? So fascinating, right? And we're just pausing on that moment when it felt like, as you put it so well, penetrating. It's like this energy is coming through her eyes and through everything, like in a way, it's very interesting because there's no hitting is happening. She doesn't have a gun, like you know what I mean? Like but it's something about an emotional threat and how strong that can be for us, how frightening and terrifying, but it penetrates. So it's coming from her. You like slow it way down and feel it like it enters your body. It's like it's come into you and you feel the panic. You feel like somebody's communicating for sure, right? And then just see, who would you be without the thought, she is going to get me? Like it's going to get worse, or I'm in incredible danger. It's almost without the thought, I'm really being threatened here. Evil is coming in. Who would you be without that thought? And it doesn't mean you're in denial, you're still noticing. Somebody's very, like, just looking over there.
I don't always understand what that question is, but if I have an image of me, if I could create an image of me without threat, I would be composed, and don't know if I'd be receptive exactly, but I would be composed.
Uh-huh.
That's it. I would be composed. Nothing else around me in that moment requires anything else of me. Just be me.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. I love that you said, wow, I don't even know. It's such a huge question. It's an amazing question and it's very big. And sometimes in the middle of strong emotions, it's like, what? I like this, this way to approach it too, is if I was an alien from another planet and I just landed here and I didn't for sure know that kind of look means, evil, hatred, I'm going to get you. In a way, it's standing and looking at that person without the belief I'm threatened. And it's like, I love that you notice, I'm composed. I'm composed. There isn't something that's like panicking so much within.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Powerful to notice. You can see if there's anything else there without the thought as you look and just see what you're seeing over there, looking at her,
I would probably be thinking, I think I was thinking, what is the situation that my aunt basically begged me, to not leave her alone there. Who would I be? I don't know what else.
Might be part of the answer. It could be part of the answer. I don't know. Like an I don't know. I mean, that is interesting to notice sometimes. It's like with the thought, there's so much panic in a moment like that. You're just feeling it like penetrate. And I like noticing, without the thought that it means everything that I think it means, evil and hatred, just or lack of safety. And without the past, that's a nice, all the evidence that I've had in the past, let's just drop that for a moment too. And if I'm just looking at somebody who's very, very angry, or the eyes flashing, the way we say that, their eyes were penetrating. It just, anyway, have that look. Without knowing everything that it means.
I, because of what I knew about the situations that she didn't know, or I didn't think she did, that my aunt was whispering to me, I think I might have some compassion for her. That
Wow.
story that she rejected, or I'm sure she felt that way. How could she just come and visit and then go? I'm sure all that's going on, but I was the target of it. And so yeah. I still didn't have much information about it, but obviously she had some feelings about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Strong feelings are going on here. That is for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe I would be, I might have been receptive. I would have been receptive to a bit of conversation about it, to, have a vaccine, or, what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I wasn't all that comfortable in the situation, but as far as I was concerned, I didn't have a choice when it came to, I had no reason not to get my aunt, for a brief visit or something. That's all. Yeah.
I love that sort of just watching. It's kind of like with the thought, this is this huge danger. Of course, always the mind will go back to, could I have done it differently? Could I have made a different choice? Could I have done it? Kind of like want to undo a previous decision, so I'm not in this situation.
Yeah.
In a way, like without the thought of any of that, I'm just watching and being there and noticing, and I'm not really sure what I think, I sort of don't know. I definitely see somebody who looks very upset. Maybe even have a little compassion for what's going on over there. But let's see about the turnarounds, because it's kind of that. I heard even some little turnarounds happening, like a little compassion. She's going to get me. She isn't, is the simple opposite. She's not going to get me. Well, yeah. That's just where I went. You can also look and see, I'm going to get myself. I'm already getting myself with this. I'm this thing, where I'm going to be broadsided or attacked or hurt, like kind of an evil coming at me, or hatred, or whatever that is, like the power of that energy. It's actually already happening in the moment.
Yeah. Plus, she has paid me back in social situations where she's either snubbed me or you sort of thing. Yes, it's happened in small ways where she would never look guilty of doing anything, you see, but she's just so, don't know a word for that. I called it two-faced, but I think it's deeper than that. But okay. So, but what?
So let's stay on one turnaround and just holding it. I know I just gave you two. Sometimes it's just too much. It's like, how about let's just start with the self. I'm getting myself. Could I be hating myself in the moment? Getting myself, whatever. I'm going to get me. I'm going to get me. And it's just whatever parts. It doesn't even have to be as strong as the experience I feel like is coming from her. But it's like, am I scaring myself half to death about what's going to happen in the future, or noticing, do I find that I'm thinking about myself, I did something wrong, or even the criticism, I was gutless.
Mhm. Yes, yes. My that is true. Am scaring myself, so I will be physically ill sometimes before the thought of going to something where she is, and
Wow.
or wondering, why the family's against me all of, or
Yeah.
things. So yes, a lot of hours spent there, even to the point where I've withdrawn any situation where I otherwise would have loved to go. Um, I I just won't go. That's it.
Ah,
You
yeah.
know what's the point? Don't what's the point? So um, definitely, I've suffered. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't feel that I did anything wrong. And had it been the case with any other human being, we might have talked about it for a minute or two and resolved it somehow.
Yeah. 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 And that's okay to notice. It's like in that arena, no, it's like that. It doesn't kind of fit, but it's just watching where I'm getting myself like sideswiping the same energy that you meant. She's going to get me. I'm doing that like it's like a shock or a surprise or something that I'm doing within myself. And I love the example, just noticing I took myself out of situations where I would have liked to participate, but I just
Yeah,
decided, nope. Yeah.
yeah. So my body, she did get me in the sense that she planted fear, or I was fearful, and I haven't unloaded it yet. My body still has it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. And
and
I like noticing I planted it. I planted it too, not as a blaming situation, but it's like in the presence of somebody who's very angry or feeling hatred, which is just another form of fear. In the presence of somebody who's doing that, I love that you're doing this right now because that's happening kind of in riots and things in the culture, right? In a society, it's maybe always has war and whatever, but in the presence of somebody who's I'm perceiving as that way, I plant the fear right inside myself. I feel I am, I am small enough to be crushed.
yeah,
I can't withstand this. I don't have the guts. I don't
yeah.
have the capacity. Like, so I'm singing the song of, I don't have what it takes to handle this.
Wow, because of events going on, because I'm gutless and won't go to protests because I don't want secret police and the police to club me, and I'm
Mm.
I've got really strong feelings about that, about being gutless,
Isn't
about
that,
not
yeah,
getting a donation to Amnesty because then you'll see it on the income tax form and then they'll know. I mean, honest to God, paranoid.
yeah.
And
Oh,
truly, truly am. And and isn't it interesting that I hadn't really thought of these four people? I mean, once in a while something might come up, but interesting. In each
yes,
case,
yes, really
yeah,
good. I don't know, just that's powerful, to just see it's just my part without blame, but just my part that I get really paranoid and I kind of
and,
get myself with my pictures about where what bad thing might happen next.
yeah, yeah,
Kind of get
and
myself.
and
Yeah.
how it will network out, affect my family, affect my kids, but whatever. Yeah, I can make a big picture, and at least lately I've been able to catch myself and say, let it go, let's put a different picture in, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't get rid of the gut feeling,
Yes.
which I should have a feeling in my gut if I'm gutless.
Yeah.
Oh, tied up,
Isn't
gut
it? Yes.
and
So,
not.
what can be helpful with that, like a living turnaround, is just the sensation of sitting with, how am I safe in this moment? I mean, we don't really know anything that's going to happen in the future. Maybe we have evidence of proof in the past and we've heard stories and, um, They sound scary. We're not denying that, but how is it that I'm safe in this actual moment that you're remembering? You know, there she is looking at you with those eyes. Felt so intense and so penetrating. But even to notice just the simple, whatever's very, very simple. Like I notice it didn't actually like kill me or physically hurt me. Except for the perception of what was happening. I wasn't penetrated, you know, like with a knife. I don't know. It's kind of, you know, it'll feel like so threatening, but it's good to notice. Just human being hating, you know, frightened over there. Human being over here, also frightened. And what was actually safe? What was actually safe?
Oh. Um, I could still, no, I was going to say I could still move. I could still get out of there, but I was frozen to that floor.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
what, I mean, the air, if I could breathe, I think I gasped and that was the end of it. Interesting. In that moment, I can't think of anything safe.
That's a good, I mean, in a way, just what you found. Like I was breathing. I gasped. It might have felt like I couldn't breathe, but I didn't. I
Pass out.
didn't. I didn't suffocate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yep. Okay. Okay.
I sometimes this might seem so simple, but I like noticing that the thing passed. Even if I froze and did nothing,
Yeah.
something else happened. Like another person came. Like what happened next?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
there was a. It's almost as if there was a crash, like a wave of energy, and it penetrated and it did crash through me, you know, like just the way a wave would on a beach,
Yeah.
a big one,
Yeah.
a life-threatening one, you know, you're underwater for a minute, you don't even know what's going on. But it's nice to notice that energy didn't sustain, and then something happened, and then I wasn't in that room anymore. You know, like the way life,
Right.
you know, reality was actually, despite me being frozen, I wasn't permanently frozen. You know, I didn't. It's just nice to notice that the way the dominoes.
Just a blink in time, and then time
Yes.
is, yeah, yeah.
So that
So
was. It's good to notice. It was a blink in time. That is really. Sometimes it just seems so simple, but yet it's like evidence for safety, and
yeah.
that, you know, and reality, the way of it that moves actually changed things, even if you didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Things were, you know, you were returned to safety, except for the images that come back later. But you don't feel it, like the level of the panic isn't present, except for when you remember, you know.
Things normalized, we put on our masks, and away we went.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I got myself. So another turnaround, I got her. That's interesting. It's just to be open, no matter how small, just to see, even if it was just happening in my own head. Did I get her? Like hate on her, you know, whatever being gotten feels like or looks like.
I left her house with my aunt as planned. And I don't remember having an intention of nana or anything like that. I think I was still in Jesus Christ, what happened here. But um, the fact that what her behavior didn't mind, it didn't open up the conversation to see what else we could do, all of us, but um, uh, I don't I don't have any sense of leaving there more powerful than I came in,
Yeah.
or even same power. I, I really felt like I still do, that I was the what do you call it? Not the puppet, but the some kind of a used mediator. I don't know what to say. Like,
Uh-huh.
what was I doing there in that moment in time?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Just sort of seeing the way I got her is I put her in that role. She is the hater, the manipulator, the one in charge, the one with great power, the one who can penetrate. And I just see her as that, and I repeat it in my head. So that's how I got her. Is like, yep, she's in that role, and she's staying there. Yeah. Which is okay. It's just good to notice. Then it puts me in the victim role, or the hurt one, the one that's receiving the energy. And
but she must be perceiving me as a challenger to her power. I mean, otherwise, why put so much power against me, right? And
which is an interesting question. It's like, yeah, if somebody's behaving like that over there, I mean, it's interesting. Like, what is hatred and rage and anger? It's deep fear. It's incredible fear. It's very huge separation, big fear. Aggression. It's kind of like got violence in it. So if she's being that over there, she's definitely perceiving something that is not peaceful. So that's interesting. It's like something about her what she's believing. I got her, and it might have been misinterpreted. Like, we might know we didn't mean anything or whatever, but she doesn't know it. She must not know it, because look what she's doing over there.
But then I'm just thinking at this point, I was the target, but it was her mother-in-law who started the ball rolling, and her mother-in-law got off scot-free. And she couldn't stare, I'm sure, with her husband around, or maybe he could, maybe he's playing the game with her, but is as if it's the present tense. I am there right now, and
yeah.
But it's like, no matter what we're feeling, the story's going on in the social, okay, she's leaving, maybe my aunt disliked her because she was such a snake in the grass. Do you know what I'm saying? But my aunt wouldn't have sneered at her, wouldn't have said anything, just said it to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And but her hands were tied.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't show her true colors. I'm going to say emotions. I guess in front of her husband and her mother-in-law, and it hit me full force.
Yeah.
But I also couldn't. I couldn't really change anything, and I think she knew that. I wasn't going to say, "Okay, Joan's mad. I'm not going to take you." Right. So, am I way off track now? Am I rationalizing? What am I doing? I don't know.
Well, it's just noticing I got her, and it's like, however that fits with that turnaround. Like, I feel she got me, where it's like kind of puts it up. She's up here, and it's like I got her. That could have happened from her perspective, and it might not be me. I like that you're saying I got her. Her perception of me was like she was threatened, and I don't even know the whole story. I don't even know, like, we don't even know the background of.
Right.
She has this pair of glasses on. Sometimes there's a lot of experience, and we forget that we don't know all their story. I like the idea, and it just seems kind of precious in a way that everybody has their life experiences, and then they couldn't really believe anything else based on what they've experienced. You know, they're like, if they don't know how to inquire, they're just going to see it with those glasses on. So we don't know, but it doesn't look peaceful over there, that's for sure. That penetrating look looks like somebody who's upset.
Yeah.
So it's like something about how I was, and it doesn't mean anything was wrong about it. I got her. I obviously got her. I triggered something. I did something. It reminded her. Whatever, you know, it's something like that. It could be just as true. Could be just as true.
Yeah.
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 I mean, and okay to feel innocent and like misaccused, you know, accused. But that's what we're all, you know, maybe we're misaccusing her too, you know.
But also my aunt.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Like just sort of seeing. So just good to notice all that happening, you know. Sometimes it's amazing people work things out at all based on their, you know, the glasses that they have on in the moment. That feels like danger, you know, danger.
Yeah.
And, you know, powerful to notice just that, back to that turnaround. She's going to get me. She isn't going to get me. She isn't. And you were already noticing some of that too, like just what's safe, or just that it's not, could it be that I'm safe? She isn't going to get me.
Much as I felt relief so far in this conversation, I'm not ready to believe that that's true. I'm really not.
And it's good to not throw yourself into something that you're not necessarily ready for, but it's like,
I think she's good at vengeance. And I also don't see where she had an opportunity to work that situation out. It was like stalemate. It was like nowhere to go with her feelings.
Yeah.
I think they ended with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so she's probably carrying that story around too. But you know.
Yeah. 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 And maybe she's getting herself with it. You know?
Yes.
You know? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's a hard, just noticing the difficulty of holding that and walking around with it and being that way. It's just, there's compassion there, you know. Yeah. Powerful. I like, it's helpful to notice the thoughts I find in this inquiry when I think I am hated, and it seems like that's the person, like I'm not penetrating, like being someone who can be trusted. They don't think so. They don't think so. For good reasons. You know, that doesn't mean they're true, but they're for good reasons, you know. And I like noticing it is of great value to me to be somebody who can be trusted. And I might have more power than I know, in a good way, good kind of power. Like that I can be the one that can be in the presence of that kind of look and not, you know, totally collapse, you know, or hear it. You know, I like noticing that's of value to me. Yeah.
That might take me a bit of sitting on.
Totally. Yes.
Yeah.
And I love it, you know, just compassion even for yourself. It's like letting yourself just have a time. Doesn't mean you're supposed to do anything or you need to go talk to her, or sometimes it's clear who it, you know, life shows us who not to hang out with. You know, it's okay. It's just noticing that, how do I know I can handle it? I was there, and it passed, and now I'm taking a look. Now I'm looking with inquiry. So that's okay. You know, it's okay. It doesn't mean it's going to happen again, or it needs to happen again.
And when started out, I mentioned that there were 4 names, and there was that same situation, or that same feeling, being accused, whatever, something
Yeah.
wrong with that, right? And
Yeah.
did you want to work all of them?
You know what? It's interesting to hold, like, well, I've got other proof that it's also happened in this situation. And you can just see that here comes the accusation and the similar experience. And what's the thing that wants to defend, or just is like, no, that can't be right, or no, I'm not. It's too frightening. It's too threatening to be in that situation where I'm being accused falsely. Um, and just to watch the safety that is there, and then how interesting. I like noticing, what is it that's so unsafe, because mostly in the body it's been body's totally intact. No one has come at me. And that's not, sometimes that's even a physical threat is there present for people. You can still do the work. It's pretty amazing. But I like noticing I'm finding a similar kind of a place as you are, which is maybe shouting or eyes penetrating, or it feels like there's the energy. But nice to notice, like, what is being threatened. It's definitely a sense of identity, not necessarily physical safety. She's not going off and hitting me. Even if she was, that would be somebody very confused and very terrified. But it's good to notice, what's that thing that feels like it shouldn't be accused. Very interesting. In the heart, it's very interesting.
So we're not talking of the ego?
Perhaps you call it the ego. Yes.
I don't even like the word, but that's what.
Yeah. Some kind of thing that feels like it's an identity that's here, that's like an intact thing that needs to, like, defend or fight or make sure it doesn't happen again, or it's just kind of watching the tightness. It's like closed fists. I like noticing that. They should see me differently, and it's very sweet to see. Why I think they should see me differently is I think it's unsafe to be seen the way they're seeing me. They're seeing me with hatred, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And it's because I feel unsafe if that's happening. And maybe there's more safety. There's more safety than I realize.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my focus can be on realizing the safety, being aware of it, noticing it.
Yes, I love it. It's like finding examples of how I'm not gotten. She didn't get me, except for in the mind, except for thoughts about it. I'm okay. The incident ended. Even if there's a multiple incidents, they've ended. And something's really important to me about this, because that's why I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
After it happens. And so it's drawing me. I'm very curious. I'm interested. I want to bring love to this situation. Or whatever love is. It's like connection, awareness, safety.
I'm wondering if it's a good just to ask you then. I mentioned ego, is that identity, but in the other instances, I felt like my soul being ripped out. I don't know how to say that, like intimate friendships and just over. Something happened, over.
Yeah.
And whatever happened, I feel, once again, it's almost like a demonic force took them, because wherever they got that, they're crazy,
Yeah.
Is that soul, or is that still identity? Is that?
I love it. It's a fantastic, it's just to watch, demonic. My soul's being ripped out, and you definitely feel like and it's not to diminish, it's incredibly frightening that this can happen with somebody I thought I trusted, and then as it turns out, I don't. And has this been my attitude towards life? Because I'm proving it, that it's possible for that to happen, and just noticing how it'll be so strong. I'm not safe, even though I've survived everything that I've been through so far. Here I am. Here I am.
So people are my my proofs that what I'm believing is true.
Yeah.
That I and if I believe more that I'm fine and safe and the other stuff is gone and gone, I don't have to keep pulling in this kind of evidence. I don't have to be afraid of myself.
I think you don't even necessarily have to drop your experience, or that your mind is seeing and kind of chattering and talking about what is frightening out there. Don't even necessarily have to, don't think about that, because then that's kind of like it's just noticing it, turning its attention to, in this world of duality, what's been safe, how you are okay anyway, despite going through hard, what even, and then really spending time on holding still like you just did beautifully with one person at a time. And then it's like meditation, and then I'm going to meditate on another person where I got an experience of them ditching me or leaving me or like never speaking to me again. They have it wrong. They have it wrong. It's like just watching, am I okay? Is it all right that everybody has their opinion? Was there something that I could have, that just my part, without attacking myself? That's just noticing it went the way it went. It went the way, and is everything safe anyway? I like noticing it. So it's just kind of focusing on evidence, turnaround examples of that it's of safety and awareness, learning. I love it when something happens more than once, because then
in your face.
Yes, there's something important here. Something really important here. So it's beautiful work. I love you did it. And yeah, right in the face of being hated on, have I been joining in on hating myself? And have I hated them, whatever hate is, like separation? And did I miss that there is connection here anyway? Safety and connection here anyway, which is a lovely thing, Can be even kind of exciting. Like, could it be that when there's a lot of hatred exploding, that it means new awareness can occur, and something new, and a new level of like either safety or just not fight, flight, or freeze, but something different outside of that, a new way of looking at things, like a new pair of glasses. Could it be that when things get intense like that happens? That could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just love you brought this today. Thank you, Lynn. Really wonderful.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So afraid from the beginning, I knew there was going to be a turnaround, and it was going to be pointing at me. That was my thinking, is, oh my God, am I really, duplicitous? Am I really, like, no, right? But I did it anyway. I wrote those words down, right? I thought, okay, that's the way it comes out. I can learn, right?
Yeah.
But believe me, I didn't. Next time, I'm not going to know what the ending is, so I can just for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to forget that there are turnarounds.
Yes, that can be so fun to just let the mind get all or write it all down, like you're not gonna. And those turnarounds can be so. It doesn't mean something about you permanently. It's just noticing whatever we call that quality existed in this mind, and I'm a human being. I'm a human. Like, don't have to be different. It's okay to be a person that reacts, and is a believer with the thinking. And how wonderful to be able to just contemplate and wonder. So yeah, really sweet, actually. I love this inquiry. It's very, because I can feel that, when you're describing it, just the thing that's heartbreaking that goes in about feeling all the meaning behind it and how small, there's nothing I can do here, and they just hate me, and how frightening or sad, heartbreaking that feels. And that just staying steady with it, like watching that energy that feels like it's coming from here to here, like right into me, relaxing with it, open hands instead of frozen and fighting or like wanting to run away. There could be something different that comes, that makes it not hopeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel good about this. It's a good day today.
Awesome. Yes, indeed. It's a good day.
Is your holiday? What holiday are you having today in the States?
I don't think there's a holiday today. Are you thinking of Juneteenth?
No.
Okay, that was last Friday.
Oh.
I don't think there's a holiday. If there's a holiday, I don't know what it is.
Oh. Okay. All right.
But it's a holiday in the mind. Let's have a holiday. Sounds good.
Doesn't it? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Thank you for your work. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.